everyone, welcome to Thoughts of Treasures. My name's Connie and this is my craft room. Welcome in. If you are new, thank you for being here first off. Second, be sure to hit that follow or subscribe button. It helps our pages and it helps you because you'll make sure you'll find when I upload any new videos for your crafting fun. So, tonight we are going to be working on this cutie. This is our ginormous, he's big, he's huge. Santa Claus shelf sitter. You're going to see he's 3 layers thick. He is kind of like laser machine, so that's why it's layered up like that. But we're going to glue these together and we're going to make him cute. He is going to sit up once we're done. I'm just going to get my tape here because we're going to take all these pieces off and I will show you. So now with this kit you will find that some of the pieces have to be removed with the tape. Yes, this is the way they come to you from me currently, but I'm going to explain to you in a second why we're going to put all these together. That's green, red, we got his little black eyes. This is black, this is black. Oh, I should put the black all in one thing, huh? Maybe I should do that. Alright, so when I take these pieces off, I like to put them in the colors that I need to do. So this is black, this is black. So that's all black. Then, why not? This also makes sure you don't lose all your pieces, but it keeps them all together. This is white, this is white. His little pom-pom's white, but then his nose is going to be peach and his buckle's going to be, I guess, yellow or gold. And then one last one, just a little one for the leaf and the berry. So now I have them all secured in different, and I'll explain more about this as soon as we get situated. But here is the part, now this, look at this, this is awesome. Look at that beard, isn't that cool? So that's going to be white, but I don't really, it's big enough, so I don't really need to put that on anything, but we're going to put it over. Yeah, first. This is the part where I need to show you. So, anything that is cut right now, this is, I don't even know what month this is, November of 2025, because I may be getting a new laser machine, that's why I said there's a difference. My 1/4 inch wood is protected with a masking. You must remove this masking before painting. You can paint over it, but it'll come up. So very simple. I'm just using a little vinyl weeder. You can use, you don't even have to use this, you can use your fingers if you want to. I, however, have no nails, so we just use this little guy. So all of the pieces, and this just protects the wood, so you get a nice pretty piece of wood after. Now this is all going to be one piece because there are no score marks. The score marks in here are just for placement purposes. So this will come off. It should come off all in a nice one piece, but it's not going to. Our third piece. So there's 3 layers to this, and you're only going to have to paint the back of one, well, unless you don't want to, and the front of the rest of them. The front of the first one. So we put that in the trash can, and we're good to go. So, like I said, this one you're not going to do a thing with because it's going to be glued here and glued here. So you're not going to see it, but you are going to see the back of that one. So we're going to paint the back for that first. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm just going to use black. You can use whatever color you want. If you want to be really fancy, you can do it the red. That's not even open. HUD, please. That's navy. Where's the black? Here's the black. Oops. Sorry, that was loud. Alright, let's get that. and paint this. And I'll do all my black pieces, which is his feet too, while we have the black out. So if you are new, I do want to say welcome in. Thank you for being here. This is my craft page, Thoughts to Treasures. We've been going on 4.5 years. So it's been an amazing journey, and we just keep on going. We have spread from Facebook to YouTube, and we're also on the TT TikTok. So if you're in any of those, you can just check me out as Thoughts to Treasures. Come join. It does help our page grow if you follow. I know some people just like the looky-loo, and that's fine too. But it does help with the follows. So if you can, just hit that follow button. Like and share. It always helps too. Reactions are great, so please make sure you tap the screen, do the like or the heart, whichever you prefer. And we're going to finish painting this up. So I do a lot with the laser. We have lots of wood kits. I have live sales that I do every other Sunday. The schedule is on my Facebook page, and it is also on my website, which is thoughtstotreasures.com. I also post all of my videos over there. So if you want to see the crafts and you want to actually check out how the video is done, what we did with it, you can click on the link. I do talk like this periodically through, just to, fill the space in, because, this is just painting. I'm going to put that to the side just for a few while it dries, and I'm going to pour over my black pieces, and we're going to paint these up too while we have our black out. Our black brush. So this part is his shoes. Now this doesn't have masking on it because it is done in the 1/8 inch wood. With my kits, you will find that some have all 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch. Some have mixtures. It is, trust me, but you will know the difference between it having masking and not. And if you're not sure and you start painting, you will soon discover. It doesn't ruin it. It just, once you get the masking wet, it will start to lift off. So then you have to just repaint everything. And I do want to give this a nice good coat. We might go back and we'll dry it and do a second coat. So these kits are quite easy, and if you do purchase one from me, which these are for sale, if you purchase one from me, it will come with an inspiration. You can do your Santa Claus in any color you want. If you want to do it in the green color or the gold colors, that is up to you. But it's just an inspiration. It's basically to show you where the pieces go in case you don't remember after taking them off. Some parts are scored into it, but then other parts you're like, oh, where does that go? I need a puzzle. I'm going to give this one more little coat. And then I do kind of like to embellish a little bit at the end. Not with, actual items, but with paint. I don't know what you want to call it. Part of painting. Not just solid. But if you're not good at that, don't worry about it. You don't have to. Because I'll show you what it looks like without doing any of the little fun stuff to it. I'm not an expert at it all either, but we just have fun while we do it. Alright, that is it for the black. So now we're going to stick that over here to dry. Oh, wait a minute. I should have thought about that for a second. I do. But that's okay. I need to paint this portion, but I think I'm going to... Should we just use a... I'm trying to think what brush I want to use to get in there nicely. I'm going to use this just because I want to make sure I get with the lines. And I don't know if I like that. I just want to make sure I get the score line here and not get over into the red. This is not part, sometimes when you do this it can be hidden, and this part cannot be. So we're going to make sure we get really close to the score line. I don't like this at all. This is going to take too long. I mean, which you could do an easier way to do this too. And I'm going to do it that way. Watch me. Is you can put your painter's tape on here. Oh, what is that? Piece of hair or something. Use that. Then we can just put a couple pieces of our painter's tape on there. And I'm just using Dollar Tree stuff. Can't get it to go straight. Why is it not wanting to go straight? Right. Now let's go back with our brush. This will be much easier. We can just go in with our sponge brush, foam brush. I'm going to try it and go over it again. Just an easier way to do it. If you want to take your time, just as easy one way or the other, whichever you prefer. The lines are there to mark. Let's give it one more time with the black, because I want it to be nice and bright. And then if we did mess it up, it's okay. We'll cover it up. All right, now, wow, look at that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that's his little belt part. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do the red part. Now the only thing here is we're going to have to go around this in the red, because our little, which we do have a little bit of a giveaway, I believe. Let's see. Let's try this out first. Yeah. So this has a little bit of a frame around it, a thickness. So if we do go over a tiny bit of our little score mark, it's okay, because the thickness of this will cover it. So I mean, it's always good to be neat about it, but if by accident we get a little bit on there, we're going to be fine. I'm actually going to we're going to use Engine Red. And it's a pretty red. Maybe we'll use it. This is a folk art, and they're a lot thicker. But I'm going to get a smaller brush. Let's see what we got over here. What's the brush? Pick a brush. Let's pick a brush. Let's just use this. So like I said, I'm not too much worried about going over. Just going to be gentle about it. but if I accidentally go over, it's not going to be a huge issue. You just don't want to go and we're gonna have to do this with the white also. So his hat's got to be, yes, this hat's got to be done too. So this guy does take a little bit of painting. A lot of the kits, the pieces just become a puzzle, but this one has a little bit more painting skills involved. Not really skills. Time-consuming painting. I have to figure out where we got to put his face in here too. This is a cute kit. There is actually, in which I will be doing this week also, the Mrs. Claus, and there's a reindeer that goes with it. And I will give you the size of them too. I'm gonna keep that out because, but I'm gonna go to a brush, a foam brush. And don't you roll, don't you roll. Actually, what I might do, let's get our painter's tape back out. We're going to put that, ooh, what the heck happened here? Painter's tape over this black part. And then we can just go ahead and because this is going to require a couple coats. And if I mess up with the red, I can always go over it with the black. Ooh, I almost stuck that in the black. That wouldn't have been good. Now, before we do the hat, I'm going to figure out the pieces of where we need to put the, because the hat rim is going to go here, which is white, but we got to leave a portion of this for his face, so we got to figure out where the face goes. And you can either pencil it out. Nothing has to be exact. We're just going to put some white on the side and then just leave a section for the peach for his face. Let me try this and see if we need to put something to it on this before we do. Okay. Then we got our red there. Let me dry this before I take this off. Perfect. Actually, I'm just going to use the same piece here. And let's see if we can get this part straight. All right, let's get the bottom part done. This is all his suit. Like I said, if this does bleed through a little bit, then we can go back with the black and fix that up. There's another red piece of the that in there because I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. That's good. That's dry real quick and put the tape off. Perfect. Perfect. I got a little piece of the edge for the, use for a sander. Hold on a minute. Still there. There we go. And we'll fix that edge up so it's nice and black after. But there's his little Santa suit. Now we gotta figure out when we come in here, because I'm gonna do the other part of the red first while I have it down. His little beard comes in here, and then I'm gonna just sketch out a little bit. How does this go? So this little portion, I don't know if I have a pencil or not. Let's see. I don't think I've ever used a pencil down here. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. I'm going to just take a little, maybe not. I don't want to mark a pencil. And I'm just going to draw a line on here where I want his face to be. Because I don't want this whole thing, because this is going to be white. So I just kind of want to, that's going to be I think we're going to go like that. Just that little section is we're going to do peach. Now I did draw it on lightly. I'm not so much worried about it hiding so much because we got his mustache that goes over it and everything else. Alright, so I'm going to do his little, and up here I'm not so much worried because his hat's going to be covered, but I'm going to stay above here with our red. What are you doing, little girl? Because this is all going to be covered up, so we're good. What are you doing? What you doing? Would you bring your little new toy down here? Sydney got a new toy today. Did you bring it down? And I'm not worried about the ball either because we got a little pom-pom that goes on that. I think that's the most difficult part of this. It's just getting his face plate or his actual face put on. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the lines before I paint where it is. Another coat of red here. Nope, we need the berries done. Let's get our berries done real quick. And we're good. Now, we all know with white, I'm going to actually get this red up off the table because I don't want it to get on the back of anything. Now, we all know with white is going to be tricky, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do the peach first. I'm actually going to use a multi-surface paint. It doesn't matter, it's the only color I could get that has peach. Now, I am going to take, let's just use this brush. So I'm going to kind of erase the line as we go. Get it outlined. I don't really think you're going to see it, so let's just keep going. I think we'll be good. And then the rest of this will be white, and that'll be fun. And if we don't have it right, we'll eventually fix it. It's only paint, all can be fixed. We might have to do a little bit more peach, but we'll start with this. Remember, crafting is all about having fun, being creative, enjoying it. If it's going to be something that you're going to get frustrated doing, then it's not the right thing for you. You'll find what's right for you. But this whole set would make an amazing decor piece in your house. There's a Mrs. Claus, there's a reindeer. I actually have a snowman too, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get to him this year or not. So we're just going to start with that. I'm going to let that dry. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to force it to dry because I want to make sure that, I know it definitely needs a couple more coats. We're fine. I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure that when we put his beard on here, that I've got all of what I want to be covered. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, I'm going to do the white. I'm going to wash this off. We're just going to roll it in here for now because I'm going to use that again. Let's get some white. Now we all know with white, it's going to take at least a couple coats of white to get what you want. So be patient. I'm going to take another small brush and go around. Around here. And again, we don't have to get super duper close because we have that border that's going to cover up anything that is missing. But we do just want to get around here. You don't want to get into your red at all. And I will go back in with a foam brush. I do not have the best lighting for above me. Like I need a light that comes down here when I craft sometimes, especially doing detailing like this. Next one. And if you don't want it to look, you know, so pristine, I guess is a good word. We're going to see what I think as soon as we get something done here. You want it to look a little bit, you know, weathered, shaded. You know, remember, there's ways that you can use your paint and your drawing technique to benefit you without actually knowing how to paint. Because trust me, that's what I do. You want like make it a little swirly. Just use your paintbrush to your ability. And you don't have to put colors in it. I'm going to go in with a foam brush here in a second. I'm not going to worry about the top of the hat. Oops. But we are going to come in here. And around in here. I do like these, they're rounded tip brushes, and I do like them better. And again, I'm not a professional when it comes to what brush to use with what. We just kind of go with whatever that feels good. Once we have this main piece done, then the rest of the pieces are just going to fall into place. Alright, let's get back with the foam brush now. We can dip and we can paint this whole sucker in. This whole piece. And now this is where I'm talking about if you want it to look, you know, a little semi kind of textured, you can work with your paint that way. I'm going to dry this first, then we're going to put another coat on there. See, now this is where I'm saying, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if I need that yet or not. Let me just wipe it off real quick. I may use that with the peach, because that worked a lot better. Right. Let's dry this real quick. So now, if we just left it, and you can see kind of how it's not fully painted. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back yet or not, but we can always just leave it like that. And then you'll have that kind of effect going on. But I think I'm going to go in with another coat. It's too light for me. Not to what I'm liking it to be. So I'm going to go in with my white again, and we're just going to give it another coat. Do I need it to be perfect? No, but I think this is still too light. Now, if you're not comfortable using a foam brush to paint with, then just, you know, use your regular paintbrush. Alright, let's get that dry. Now I may go back in with another coat of white, but we're gonna get his beard done, and I'm gonna come back with, let's do his beard first. I'm going to come in with his beard and his other white pieces and get them coated a little bit. So with this, I mean, you can use a spongy makeup sponge. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to be light with it, and we're just going to go over the top. I don't want to get it inside. I don't want to put too much paint on my brush at first. Less is more. It's got a lot of little tricky still pieces in here, so just take your time. I'm just brushing lightly. And I'm not getting every spot when I first go over. See, I went a little too fast, a little too much. Got a little carried away. Take your time. Dry that real quick, and we're going to go over with the second coat. Definitely give your, make sure you dry in between. Put some more paint on here. Very lightly go over. Let's start back on this side again. Now, if you have markers, acrylic markers, you can use that to do this. If you want to use a smaller paintbrush, makeup sponge will go quicker. You still have to be very light and less paint on your sponge. Whew. That's what we got so far. I'll let that dry a second. We're going to go over here to our, oh, I got a peach thing over here too. Our mustache, our beard, and our thing. I'm just going to get them done real quick. Of course, they're going to need 2 coats too, at the minimum. And our little pom-pom. Give them a quick dry. We don't have much more to paint. I know it feels like a lot. I do have the holly leaf yet, his nose, and the bucket. I'm going to finish up his face too. Try that, see if we like that color. I think that's going to be good. Now, while I have, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give, oh, that's still wet. I'm going to take a little bit of black on my brush, and I'm just going to edge this a little bit. Not much, just to give it a little definition. See how I did that? Just a little bit. I didn't go too much. I need a little bit more black here. And I'm going to do that to all. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm going to do it to everything. Just kind of just like outlining it. Just a tiny bit more. And again, completely optional. You do not have to do this to yours. And do I want to? Here a little bit. So I'm not going to do the inner part, but I just did around the outer part of that. And I'm going to do a little bit on here too. Just so it's not so and you know, instead of going back, if you want it to look a little rusticy, and you don't have to paint it all the way. You can just leave it a little bit white, the white a little bit dull. Alright, so now we've got those pieces. Let's let those dry. I'm going to bring him back in here because we're going to fix his face part. I want that way darker. It needs to be way darker. So let's go ahead and put a couple more coats on here. Let that dry a second while we do this little guy. And I'm just going to paint his nose up. And then once we get this all glued together, I am going to go back and put some paint embellishings. Paint, I don't know what you want to call it. Just some little here and there's to set it off some more. I'm going to dry this. And we're going to go in a little bit more. I just don't like it's too light. Sydney, what are you chewing on? Now you could have gone and just painted this whole thing white and painted the peach over top. It'd be an easier way to do it too. Why do I got something in there? Something like a piece of. It is. It's a piece of. Ha ha ha. I need a. I got a little piece of something in here. Let's get that out of there. I was like, what is that bubble in there? A little piece of hair got in there. We'll get it. We will get it. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright. Now, before anything else, put that in there. I am just going to use a simple no, maybe I'm not. Let's just use this. Let's see. I'm just going to use an acrylic yellow marker for my belt buckle. Perfect. Now, one last piece that we have to paint is our little holly, and then we can start putting this little guy together. And I'm just going to use me some Christmas green. Now, when I do this, I am going to not do it fully covered. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's just take a, let's just take this rounded brush. I'm just going to put it on, and I'm just going to wipe it on, but I don't want it to be fully covered because I mean, I want it all to be green, but I'll show you what I mean. All right. So see how I have it just kind of covered, but not fully covered? It's not all in one area. You can still see the score marks through it. See that? That's what I'm going for. All right, now we're going to do his little nose. And if I can see I got paint on the side, I'm just going to go back and fix that up at the end, and I'll show you how. Let me get this little guy back over here. Oh, stretch, stretch, stretch. All right. Get these pieces off. Now, I think I'm going to glue him together first. Put the other pieces back here. And this is our back piece, our middle piece, and then our front piece. I'm going to get those glued together first. And I do see I got like white on the side. We're going to fix that. Let's see if I can get some of it off now. If not, we will fix it in the end. I got it off. So we're going to put these three together first. And remember, take your time, line them up, get them all nice and even. I am going to actually use some super glue, wood glue from the Dollar Tree. This is what I use. You can use whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable, works best for you. I am going to make sure this is the back piece, right? This. I'm going to put a lot on this, especially around the edges, because I want to make sure that it stays together. And I want it to ooze out because that way I know it's getting to the edge. And then I'll go back in here. Oh my gosh, I hope I have enough glue. Don't freak because it's going to ooze out, and that's fine. Just going to wipe the excess off. Don't worry, this will dry clear. You just don't want chunks of it on there. And the main reason I do it this way is because I want that glue to go right to the edge. When I'm putting something together like that, that's how I do it. Don't use hot glue. Hot glue does not work. Make sure I get all nice and lined up. Just going to work this. Make sure we keep it lined up. And we're going to do the same process to the front piece. And again, this will dry clear, so I'm not really concerned too much. I just don't want clumps of it everywhere. So I'm just going to go in here where I can't reach very well. Just get some of that glue down. I think we are pretty darn good. Nice and even. Oh, over here is not. Tight down, so let's hold that a second. we're going to do the same thing. Let me make sure. Go back, make sure we have everything tight down. Oh, there's a spot over here. Now, on this part, I really say take your time. You want to make sure that all of this is glued tight, because if it's not, it's going to come apart, and then you'll see a gap there. So just take your time. If you have little clamps and you want to walk away for a little bit, you can do that too. Hold this a second. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. I'm hoping I have enough glue, because if not, I'm going to have to go get some glue. We're going to do the same thing right around in here, around in here. Like I said, I put a lot on because I want it to ooze on the edge. Put our front piece on. And I'm going to show you how you can fix up all these edges at the end too. So the Super Glue Wood Glue, I personally like this because it gives you the time to move it around, but it also gives you that quick hold. So you just have to squeeze it a little bit, get it to here, and then blam, it just sticks. It does take still the 24 hours for the wood glue to actually dry. So you don't want to go banging it around and we're pretty good. Just going to get this right here. Little clumps of glue. Make sure that's on nice and tight. Go around. Why is it not sitting straight? Probably my table, but okay. I was gonna say, why is it not sitting up? The way I had it. Let's hold this a second. like that? He sits like that, but when he faces me, he won't sit like that. I don't know. It's probably my table is crooked, but that's okay. All right. Whew, there we go. All right, next up, let's get this little guy on. Now, this little piece here, you don't have to get every little nook and cranny. You do want to get a bunch, but you don't have to get every single little bit of area, because he's going to be laying flat. Get around some of the edges. You don't have to use a whole lot of glue. I think that should be good. Let's get him on. I'm just going to line it up. Again, make sure you're lined up with your edge. My light's just dimmed. Good. Let's get his little hat Remy on. I hope I don't lose power. That wouldn't be interesting. Get this on. And we're going to make sure that's even up over here. Just take your time making things even. Hold it down. We're good. Now his little mustache is just going to go right here. Oh, where's his eyeballs? Oh, there. I was going to say, what happened to his eyes? It's okay. Put his little mustache on. So far, so cute. All right. I'm going to go in with some black on this real quick. I know I noticed this mustache needs it too, but we're going to do this piece here because you're going to see a part of it around the back. Try that real quick. And I'm going to see about his feet too, because I think his feet stick off. And we can always get that at the end too. We're just going to put a little bit of glue right here in the center. Okay, little pom-pom, and in the back you can see just around the edges, so we're good with that. Okay, next up, let's get his little eyeballs in. Put where I want to place them before I actually glue them. Just like right about there. And again, you don't need much. I probably put way too much glue, but that's okay. All right, and his little nosy goes on here. Okay, now let's work on his little feetsies. So this is his foot, and then this is the heel of the shoe. So when we put his feet on, we're going to put his feet. See how the back is off? I'm going to paint them real quick, just the edge of them, so I don't have to deal with it later. Try them. And this is just for the purpose because you're going to see the back of it. So, hold on, let me look at my picture. Okay, so it goes up like that. So you want that to be even, and that to be even. There's a white mark on my shoe. And we're going to put that like there. Space into where we want. I'm going to put his buckle on first so I can put that in the middle and have a point. And there's also these I use a lot with makeup sponges, or the eyebrow sponge things, and it kind of just dab your glue on. This is going to be my centerpiece. And I'm going to put his little feetsies on. According to that. Alright, so we're going to put here. And I'm running out of glue. Again, you want to make sure this is even to the bottom because this is where it's going to lay flat. So you want to make sure when you put your shoe on, put it down a little bit more. you want it to be flat like that. And we're going to do this same way. I'm going to get it all out of here. Yeah, I just want his shoe to be out further. Okay, let's go about there. Hold and press. Hold and press. Alright. And it's okay, we got a little bit of glue back here. And we missed some of the black, but that's okay, we can fix that. Did I miss any over here? Nope, they're good. Looking cute, looking cute. Now, before I go and put all that on, I'm going to go start doing some like little embellishing. Let me find a brush that I want to use. I can go with that one. Now, when I do this, I'm going to use some fresh paint. Even though I have a whole plate full of paint there, we are going to use some fresh white, because I'm going to actually go around his shoes before I put his heels on too. If I can get some paint out. Oh, that's the computer. Is it raining outside? Well, she's not talking to me either. Alright. So I'm just going to take my brush and we're going to go around his shoe and just make some. Maybe I should put the heel on first. Well, yeah, let's just put the heels on first. Why not? I was going to decide whether. Let's figure out how to put the heels on first. Okay, hold please. And do the wrong side. Oh, there we go. They're backwards. Okay. Alright, we got it. That's why I said the pieces, the kits do come with an inspirational piece, because if you forget where to go, you can look at it. Come on. I'm almost finished gluing. You don't need to scoop out on me now. Put glue on both these first. Let's get these lined up. And again, you want to make it flush on the bottom, because otherwise he's not going to sit flat. Oh shoot, his whole foot moved. Hey, pay attention over here. Let's just grab some black. Oh, we're good. Alright, now I'm going to take my little white brush. We're just going to go around his shoes and give him little stitching marks, I guess you could call it. I use a brush that's just thin, you know, something more like a pencil kind of added technique with it, I guess you could say. So we're just going to kind of just go in here, dip again, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in between those. And we're going to do it on his heel too. This is where you need good lighting. To this side. Okay, so that's what we got so far, just some little stitches. I'm going to do the same thing around his hat area. And we're going to start over here. I'm just going to put a couple. I'm going to make these a little bit longer. I think that's all I'm going to do is over there. And I think on his little nose, I'm going to Alright, now I'm going to take my little, this is from the Dollar Tree, it's got a big end and a small end. I'm going to use the big end, and we're just going to go in, I'm just going to dot, and we're just going to dot, 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 just in between. Oh, I didn't do some over here. I forgot the heel over here. Hold on. let's get back with our dot, dot, dot. And then up here, we're going to do the same thing. And then on his nose. Alright, so that's what I got. Cute! Loving it. And now the only thing we got to do last is I'm going to wipe this off. Before we dry him, we have to put his little holly on. Let's see if I can get the last bit of glue out of here. I'm going to put his holly, let me move this so I don't put my fingers in everything. I'm going to put it right there. And then a little holly piece. And again, this does take a little bit to do. I didn't rush through it, so I hope you stuck out with me through the whole thing. If not, you can always go back and rewatch. If you have any questions. Now I'm also going to put 3 little dots on here. Oh, I gotta do it on his eyes too. Hold on. We missed his eyes. Try not to stick my hand in anything. Alright, now I'm also going to put little dots for his eyes. Alright, so that is what we have. I'm going to fix up a few little things over here. You want to hang out with me? Let me get a little brush. I need some black. Ooh, that came out too fast. Because we have a little bit over here sticking out. The holly leaf. And then let's see if I can get in here. Try not to stick my fingers in it because it's still wet. And then over here, now so this is what I've got. Our little Santa Claus shelf sitter. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think it turned out amazing. If you are interested in more information about this, you can just hit Santa in the comments. But Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate y'all for being here. And remember, thoughts become things, things become treasures. And I'll see you in the next video.